Welcome to Infinite Journeys. Today, we are venturing through one of the most iconic cities in the United States, Washington, D.C. As we walk through the streets, you'll get to experience the pulse of this historical city that's not just the seat of power, but also a place rich with culture, monuments, and stories of the past. Washington isn't just a city, it's a journey through time, and we are going to explore its most famous landmarks today. So, let's begin. The National Mall. As we step into the heart of Washington, the National Mall stretches out before us. This wide, open space is where most of the city's major monuments and memorials are located. It's not just a park, but a place where history is etched in stone. It's easy to get lost here, but not in the way you might think. Every step you take brings you closer to understanding the city's legacy. The National Mall starts at the U.S. Capitol at the East End. This grand building, standing proud with its large dome, is home to the U.S. Congress. It's where laws are made, decisions are crafted, and the future of the country is shaped. When you stand in front of the Capitol, you can feel the weight of history. The Lincoln Memorial. If we take a walk westward, we come across one of the most famous landmarks in the country, the Lincoln Memorial. This massive, white marble structure, with its 36 columns, honors Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president. His larger-than-life figure seated inside the memorial reminds us of the struggles and triumphs that helped shape this nation. The Lincoln Memorial is not just a tribute to a man, but a symbol of freedom and unity. If you stand in front of it, you might even feel like you are connecting to something greater than yourself. It's a place where people gather not only to reflect but also to make history. Just a few steps from here, in the shadow of Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr. gave his famous "I Have a Dream" speech during the 1963 March on Washington. The Washington Monument. Continuing along the mall, we reach the Washington Monument, a towering obelisk that stands as a tribute to the country's first president, George Washington. Standing at 555 feet tall, it's one of the tallest stone structures in the world. The monument is simple yet striking, a reminder of the man who led the nation to independence. As you look up at its clean lines, you can't help but think about the vision and determination that helped form this great country. You can even go inside and take an elevator ride to the top, where you are rewarded with breathtaking views of the city. On a clear day, you can see all the way to the Capitol and beyond, making it the perfect vantage point to take in the city's layout. The White House. Now, we head over to the most famous house in the world, the White House. Located at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, this is the residence and birthplace of the President of the United States. Though we can't get inside unless we are invited, the White House is a symbol of leadership, power, and responsibility. When you stand outside the gates, you are looking at a building that represents more than just a leader, it represents the ideals and values that this country was founded on. The White House has been the center of the American political landscape for over 2 centuries, and each corner of this grand structure holds its own story. The garden outside, the iconic columns, and the sheer size of the building make it a place unlike any other. Smithsonian Museums. Washington, D.C. isn't just about monuments. It's also home to some of the best museums in the world, all located on the National Mall. The Smithsonian Institution, a group of museums and galleries, offers free access to a wealth of knowledge and culture. There's the National Museum of American History, where you can get a glimpse of the country's past, from the original Star-Spangled Banner to the First Lady's inaugural gowns. Then, there's the National Air and Space Museum, a dream for anyone fascinated by aviation and space exploration. The exhibits here will take you from the first Wright brothers' flight to the Apollo moon landings. Walking through these museums isn't just about looking at artifacts, it's about connecting with the stories and events that shaped America. The Smithsonian's vast collection ensures that every visitor can find something that sparks their curiosity. The U.S. Capitol. Returning to the U.S. Capitol, we find ourselves at the seat of the American government. The Capitol has been the center of the country's political activity since it was first built, and walking around it is like stepping into a living history lesson. The grounds are beautiful, and the architecture is grand. Standing on the Capitol steps, you can almost imagine the debates and decisions that have happened here over the centuries. The Capitol is not just a building, it's a symbol of democracy in action. Whether you are visiting during a quiet moment or on a day when the halls are bustling with political activity, it's hard not to feel the energy that flows through this place. Georgetown. But let's step away from the monuments for a moment and head into one of Washington's oldest neighborhoods, Georgetown. This charming area, with its cobblestone streets and historic buildings, feels like a different world. Unlike the grand monuments, Georgetown offers a more intimate glimpse into the city's past. It's a place where you can stroll down tree-lined streets, stop into boutique shops, and enjoy a meal by the Potomac River. Georgetown's waterfront offers stunning views of the city and is the perfect place to relax after a day of exploring. It's also home to some beautiful architecture, including the Georgetown University campus, one of the oldest and most prestigious schools in the nation. The National World War II Memorial. As we walk back towards the center of the city, we come to the National World War II Memorial. This monument honors the 16 million people who served in the American Armed Forces during World War II, as well as those who supported the war effort at home. The memorial, with its pillars and fountains, is a place of reflection and remembrance. It's a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made for freedom and the lasting impact of the war on both America and the world. It's also a beautiful spot to take a moment to pause, reflect, and appreciate the freedom we often take for granted. If you enjoy this exploration, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Infinite Journeys for more adventures. Let us know in the comments which destination you'd like us to explore next. Until next time, keep wondering and keep discovering.